Deep within the frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains, one of history's greatest mysteries was about to unfold. In the winter of 1959, 9 experienced hikers disappeared under circumstances so strange that, more than 60 years later, the world is still searching for answers. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, an experienced engineering student and skilled mountaineer. Joining him were 8 equally capable companions, all determined to complete one of the Soviet Union's most demanding winter expeditions. Every member of the expedition was highly trained. They had crossed difficult terrain before and carried the equipment needed to survive extreme winter conditions. For them, this was another challenge to overcome. Their destination lay deep within the northern Ural Mountains, hundreds of miles from the nearest town. The journey would test every skill they possessed against one of the harshest winter environments on Earth. They carried food for weeks, detailed maps, cameras to record their adventure, and confidence earned through years of experience. None of them could have imagined that only one member of the original group would ever return home alive, because he had turned back before the mountain claimed the others. As the days passed, the hikers ventured farther into the Ural Mountains. Civilization disappeared behind them, replaced by endless forests, frozen rivers, and towering peaks buried beneath deep snow. Spirits remained high despite the freezing temperatures. They joked with one another, took photographs, and carefully documented their journey in diaries. Every step brought them closer to their destination. But before reaching the highest mountains, one member of the expedition began suffering from severe pain and exhaustion. Yuri made the difficult decision to turn back, believing he would simply rejoin his friends after their adventure. Yuri's decision would unknowingly save his life. The remaining 9 hikers pressed onward into increasingly difficult terrain, facing stronger winds and deeper snow with every mile. On the afternoon of February 1st, 1959, the group reached the barren slope of Kolatsiakl, known by the local Mansi people as Dead Mountain. Rather than descend into the shelter of the forest, they chose to pitch their tent on the exposed mountainside. It was a decision that would become one of history's greatest mysteries. As darkness settled over Kolatsiakl, the temperature plunged below -25 degrees Celsius. Powerful winds swept across the exposed mountainside, rattling the canvas tent. Inside, the hikers settled in for what they believed would be another ordinary night. What happened next remains one of history's greatest mysteries. There were no survivors, no eyewitnesses, only the silent evidence left behind in the snow. Investigators would later discover that sometime during the night, the hikers cut open the side of their tent from the inside. Instead of using the entrance, they fled directly into the freezing darkness, leaving behind boots, heavy coats, food, cameras, and nearly all of their supplies. Their footprints revealed something even stranger. The group had not run in panic. Instead, they walked downhill together across the snow, some barefoot, others wearing only socks, despite the deadly cold. By the time the sun rose, the mountains were silent once again. Whatever had forced the hikers from their shelter had vanished without a trace. The only clues left behind were a damaged tent and a trail of footprints leading into the frozen wilderness. When the hikers failed to return on schedule, their families grew concerned. At first, officials believed the group had simply been delayed by the severe weather. But as the days passed without any word, a search and rescue operation was finally launched. On February 26th, nearly 4 weeks after the expedition's final camp, the search team reached the mountainside. There, standing alone in the snow, was the expedition's tent. Inside, the scene was deeply unsettling. Sleeping bags, cameras, food, winter clothing, and personal belongings remained exactly where they had been left. The hikers had abandoned everything they needed to survive. Following the footprints downhill, rescuers reached the edge of a large cedar tree, nearly 1.5 kilometers from the campsite. Beneath its branches, they made the first heartbreaking discovery. 2 members of the expedition had died beside the remains of a small campfire. Between the cedar tree and the abandoned tent, 3 more hikers were found lying in the snow. Their position suggested they had been trying to make their way back to the campsite before the freezing temperatures overwhelmed them. Nearly 2 months after the first bodies were found, the spring thaw exposed a deep ravine hidden beneath several meters of snow. There, rescuers made their final discovery. The remaining 4 hikers had been buried by the winter, only a short distance from one another. Over the decades, countless theories emerged. Some believed the hikers had been caught in an avalanche. Others suggested powerful katabatic winds, secret military testing, or even infrasound that may have triggered panic. More sensational claims spoke of UFOs or a mysterious creature lurking in the mountains, yet no credible evidence has ever supported the paranormal explanations. In 2020, Russian investigators concluded that a small slab avalanche, combined with hurricane-force winds and extreme cold, most likely forced the hikers to abandon their tent. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident continues to fascinate historians, scientists, and adventurers around the world. The mountain still stands, silent beneath its blanket of snow, guarding the secrets of one of history's greatest mysteries. Perhaps we now understand how the tragedy unfolded, but we may never know exactly what those 9 hikers experienced on that freezing winter night. If you enjoyed this journey into one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to subscribe for more true stories of survival, exploration, and the unexplained. Every week, we uncover the real events that continue to puzzle the world.